No kid in their right mind would want to be anywhere near that goddamn clown doll. I'm John Redland with a retro review of Poltergeist from director Tobe Hooper, who directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I did not like. I liked the Leatherface character, I liked a couple of the kills he did in the movie, but I never cared for the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's much better than the remake that they did in the 2000s. Fucking Christ. Boy, was that goddamn rotten. But no, I never liked the original. I prefer my horror movies to not be like snuff films, and I'm pretty certain that I'm going to get a lot of hate in the goddamn comments, but that's my opinion, I'm sticking to it. As for Poltergeist, it popularized the haunted house spoopiness and had a big budget behind it, and also Steven Spielberg helped out. I mean, he wrote the story. So when Steven Spielberg is helping you out, you have a fighting chance to really have a goddamn great movie. And I will tell you that I really like this movie. I'm also going to tell you something else controversial. I didn't care for the last 20 minutes of it. In fact, I would argue that that almost unravels every bit of good that the movie built up. And I don't know, it's hard to explain. I know there are a lot of people that like it, and I like one particular, quote from Craig T. Nelson, and he's in this, and I just wonder, was he able to call his lines freely, or did he need an acting coach? I await all the hate that I'm going to get for that goddamn bad pun. But yes, Poltergeist, if you haven't goddamn seen it, it's 38 years old. I mean, I'm going to be spoiling in this goddamn thing. But there's a family that must fight to get the daughter Carol Ann back. Heather O'Rourke, oh boy, I mean, you want to talk about something. I'm not going to talk about the cursed stuff on this set, but Heather O'Rourke, I mean, the girl who played Carol Ann, I mean, you want to talk about a sad end to her life. She was only 12 when she passed away. You can read up on that. I'm not going to go too much into it. But just really terrible. I mean, she had a bright future in Hollywood, but regardless, she was only 12. Even if she wanted to leave Hollywood, she deserved a full goddamn life. I mean, it's just really fucking sad. And, she had the popular line, "They're here," because she got targeted by some ghosts that just suddenly popped up out of nowhere. There's this new housing development that was clearly not built on ancient, tribal burial grounds. I don't know why anybody would think that, especially the guy that funded the whole goddamn thing. Craig T. Nelson's boss, but it clearly was ancient tribal burial ground, and holy shit, the ghosts are goddamn pissed. And everybody plays their roles really goddamn well. You have Zelda Rubinstein, the short woman. "This house is clean." I didn't realize she died in 2010. I actually feel really bad to look at some of the actors, and I'm like, holy shit, so many people died. Tobe Hooper also died in 2017. It's kind of sad looking at some of these old movies. You're like, wow. It's just amazing to see, where life will take you. And once again, poor Carol Ann. But everybody played their roles well here. You have, you have the father, Craig T. Nelson. You have Jo Beth Williams. She was good as the mother, Diane. Dr. Lesh, Beatrice Straight. I had to write some of these down because I was going to forget some of this. Dominique Dune, she played Dana, who was the teenage daughter. Robbie was Oliver Robbins. And, there was a good cast in this. And it really was the first big, huge budget, at least for that time, haunted house, demonic spoopiness, spoopy film that would popularize and unfortunately create a whole bunch of knockoffs, a TV series, and also a couple movies, a couple sequels that were not that good. Poltergeist 2 was fine. Poltergeist 3, we don't talk about that. I may actually retro review those at some point, but I don't know if I'm going to do it this month. So yeah. As far as the plot, a family has to basically rescue their daughter from, being taken into the spirit world. And there's this ancient evil, this, great evil that is trapping her, a living person, along with a whole bunch of spirits that, just want to break free. They want to break free. I now want to see a ghost band sing that song. So the comically oversized tree that later becomes an attack ant, I don't know why that amused me so much. That tree is you're just looking at it, you're like, no tree looks like that. There's the freaking clown doll, which no kid will want to be within 2 miles of. That fucking clown doll would terrify anybody. Clown doll would terrify me. I mean, fucking goddamn Christ. Now, this is much better, by the way, than the remake they did in 2015. Because good fucking God, that remake was fucking shit. The dog, by the way, you always listen to the dog in these movies. In The Conjuring, they didn't listen to the dog, and the dog unfortunately passed away. This one, the dog actually survives. The dog is the best actor in the goddamn movie. Much like the dog that was in the Amityville Horror, because it wasn't James Brolin. It was his beard, but it wasn't James Brolin. And the chairs in the kitchen, at one point, because these ghosts are like, hey, we're going to amuse them at first and just stack the furniture on top like Jenga, because these ghosts know what Jenga is. And they talk about, all the building phases and everything, and they're going to get to, phase 1 through 4. Don't get to the final phase. We find out what the final phase is. Oh boy, do we goddamn ever, because these ghosts ain't fucking messing around. The mother talking about, when you get pulled by these ghosts, the tickling pulls you. I mean, I'm sorry. I can't help but react to that with the good taste and maturity you've come to expect from me. And if you've come to expect that, you are a brand new viewer. First things are good, but boy, they turn bad. They go 0 to 60 really fucking quick. These ghosts, if they're kind of amusing, you have the kid, you have Robbie that gets kidnapped by the tree and almost eaten, but actually eaten by the tree and then rescued, from them, or, from this end. And Carol Ann gets, taken into her closet. Mr. Cruz has gone on long enough. Come out of the closet. Well, the room is basically a gateway. You get this crew, this like paranormal crew that comes to the house. One guy sees a steak crawling on the counter, and it all bursts up and everything. The body horror stuff, and then real body horror when he peels his face away and everything. You can obviously tell it's a prosthetic head jutted out, and he's just peeling behind and stuff like that. But it's still, for the product of its time, it's actually pretty damn good. And it actually has some good body horror stuff. You see something on his face, and he peels it away, and then he freaks out. Because, of course, these ghosts are just fucking messing with him. So, it does some good, body horror stuff where, it gets a little goofy, but it's still kind of grounded in reality. You can sort of see this thing happening, maybe, kind of. It's a ghost squid. That's what I actually wrote down about, the spirits that were traveling through that got captured on a security camera. And the main funder thing, Greg T. Nelson's boss, says it's not ancient burial or tribal burial grounds, it's just people. We done it before in 76. That's where those houses are. Oh, thanks, boss. Thanks for putting my family in danger. And then to Gina, who is Zelda. Excuse me, princess. This house has many hearts. And then says to her, this thing isn't our child. To us, it is the beast, the evil force that wants to take her. Run to the light. Go into the light. Zoinks. And they write some stuff on these balls, and then, a black guy catches his balls out of midair. It's actually just a way to see if this gateway will work from the closet to the ceiling. And then we get a rope in the closet or whatever. No, David Carradine was not involved in this. And she's saying, Diane's saying to Gina, well, you've never done, it's like, let me go. No, you've never done this before. She's like, neither of you. She's like, you're right, you go. And that was funny. And it was actually pretty good. And then, Craig T. to Steven, he's pulling on the thing too much. I almost forgot what his character name was, but he's pulling on the rope. No, not yet. And he pulls the skeleton literally out of the closet. I thought that was just, a saying. I didn't actually think there were skeletons in the closet. And they're saved. And they even take a bath, get the pink slime off of them that would be later used in Ghostbusters 2. This house is clean, and I'm not going to try to do her accent. She lived a long life, though, lived 76. And they're moving out, but it ain't done yet. So, Steven's packing up at his office, and Diane and the two younger kids decide to stay at the house instead of just going to the hotel. You have basically all your stuff. She takes a bath. The kids get trapped in the same room. You didn't move them to another goddamn room where the whole thing wasn't. This is where the movie unravels to me, because the characters become really goddamn stupid. They just survived this haunting, this poltergeist haunting that literally could have killed them and nearly took their daughter, and they take a bath there. Yes, it's horror movie 101 for characters to do stupid shit, but they've already done enough stupid shit as it is. And then the clown doll starts choking him or whatever. Chris Benoit would later use that same technique with Daniel. Wow, that was harsh. And she's taking a bath. She tried to get back to them. Carol Ann almost gets taken. She's walking on the ceiling at one point, or, Diane is. Apparently she's Lionel Richie. And there were bodies in the pool. She gets outside. She tries running around. She gets into this, emptied pool, that hadn't been finished yet, and all the bodies are popping up. And then Steven gets back and, oh no, what the hell's going on? Even though you should know what the fuck's going on. And, the coffins are shooting out of the goddamn ground and everything. And he says, you son of a bitch, you moved the cemetery, but you left the bodies, didn't you? You moved the headstones, but you left the bodies. It's like you moved the tombstones. Or you only moved the tombstones. And then, his boss is all freaking out and everything. He gets blasted. These coffins are popping up all over the place because it's a burial ground. And These, bodies and the ghosts have had enough. And then the house implodes, and that's it. And then the family's at a hotel, they take the TV, they shove it out, and that's it. And it should have been it right there. Honestly, the movie should have ended as they were moving out. I know that's going to sound really bad. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying it completely destroys it, but it turns it almost too goofy. So that's my opinion, though. I like Poltergeist, but those 20 minutes kind of got a little bit ridiculous. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.